All right, we're outside here. We're going to start this 395 again. I was doing some work to the oil pump. She's right here. Sitting right there. That's it. 395. Did some work at the oil pump. I do have to replace the worm gear. I said on the last video, I hope I wasn't going to have to, but I do. First worm gear was shot. The pump screwed up and took out the worm gear. Put in a second pump, which this is a used OEM pump, and I took out the worm gear. And here I discovered that you can't just, this is my first 395 starter, just to start with. This is my first one, so this is my first experience with this. But you know how in like 372s you got a screw to adjust your oil flow? You turn it all the way one way or all the way out the other way. These aren't like that. If you unscrew it too far, it'll start putting stress on the worm gear and you'll strip out the worm gear eventually. And that's basically what I did. I unscrewed it so far that it overstressed the worm gear. Now, the gear's not completely toast. It's just made of plastic, you know, but it's not completely toast, but it's most of the way there. I found the secret here is to turn it all the way in, and when you unscrew it, I don't know, we're going to try it at like half a turn, maybe a quarter of a turn unscrewed. I think I'm at a quarter. Let me double check. It's right here. So, yeah. I'm at 1/4 of a turn unscrewed. We're going to see how that works. But the worm gear has a spot on it where it don't catch, so I don't expect it to last long. Main purpose here today is just to run this guy and, you know, basically get her broke in a little more. This is the last of my gas though. Well, I have some mixed up with Moto Milk, but I'm out of gas that's normally mixed with my Red Armor. So once this is done, I got to make sure I go get some gas. But let me think here. I'm just kind of reminding myself of stuff. So, or wait, the compression button is pushed in. My plastic housing appears to be hitting my compression release. Yep, let me get a knife to fix that. Let me go get a knife. All right, I'll keep chatting here. I thought that compression was low. I didn't think to check this. Here are the, from all this machine work I've done. I've already done this once. Looks like I need to take a little more out. But this plastic cover is hitting my compression release and keeping it pushed in. And I wonder if that last test run was accurate. Because this is hitting hard enough. I bet you that sucker never popped in the first place on that last run. That might have been why I wasn't happy with it. You know what I mean? That'd be pretty sweet though if this took care of that. Normally I do this with a Dremel. But we'll do what you gotta do sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, that feels better. I'm pretty certain that sucker was pushed in the whole time we ran it the last time. She was in there pretty good. Alrighty. This test run might end up being a lot better. You know what I mean? We can only hope. But it's fired up. It's getting darker. It's like 8:30 right now. I can still see sun in the mountain in the distance, but I'm definitely in the shade right now. Let's get her fired up. And if we notice a difference right away, chances are that compression release was stuck, you know, pushed in the last test run. So let's see. I did have this apart though since then, so this might be a new thing. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. I can tell a difference from the last time to this time. Now she's getting a little hot. The way I got her ported up, she's wanting to run a little on the hot side. You know, that might just be a fuel issue though. I'm running the cheapest fuel I can get my hands on right now. You know what I mean? She might benefit because you know, I'm pushing these race builds a little higher on the compression. They might benefit from running a little higher octane. I'm just, you know, 87 is all I'm running, the cheap stuff. You know, and it's not ethanol free or none of that stuff. So maybe since I'm out of fuel, maybe I'll go ahead and pick up some 90 or 93 octane gas. I have no intention of going any higher than that. I'm not going to buy AV gas for the 10 or 15 people who are going to comment on that. It's not going to happen. Just out of the pump gas, you know, probably 90 octane. I'm not even going to worry about making sure it's ethanol free or nothing like that. I'm just going to go to the gas station and buy the regular old stuff that's probably the mid grade. I think it's 89. We'll see if that makes a difference on these race builds. Maybe I'll buy the better stuff. Maybe I'll go 93 octane. We'll see. But other than that, yeah, the chain, she's just not getting any oil. I wonder how this thing would run if I was actually getting oil in that bar. I mean, it's getting a little bit, enough to keep the chain from seizing up and stuff. Like, she's not smoking in heat or anything like that, but it's tight. I can tell. It's definitely tight. I gotta get that oil pump sorted out. We'll get another worm gear. I mean, this worm gear stripped out on me. Maybe our issue is the aftermarket oil, the worm gear. I'll buy an OEM worm gear. Take my chances. You know, we'll see how things progress from here. But I got to get that oil pump sorted out. Something's definitely funky there. You know what I mean? Now I did have to lean it out. I bet you I'm close to half a turn leaner than the last time we ran it. So, you know, something definitely is occurring during these first cycles. That last test run, the last time we test rated it, I ran almost a full tank of fuel out of it. This was probably half a tank or so. Probably half a tank. So it's going to take a few to get her broke in, get the ring seated. But I can tell you, I had to lean it out almost a half a turn, I bet. And she's getting a little warm. One of the things I'm noticing is that, you know how when you lean them out, your RPM kind of wants to just spin out and spin out and spin out. This one's like hitting this ceiling and it's not going any further. You know what I mean? Like, my tune isn't affecting it. It's getting, let's say it's hitting free rev at 15 gram. I can lean it out and it won't go past 15 gram. And I can fatten it up quite a bit and it won't go past 15 grand. All it's doing is affecting how much torque I have in the cut and how hot it's running. So it's getting hot right now. I could fatten it up and get rid of it. I probably got it running a little too lean now, and it's not affecting the RPM of the cut. So, what's causing that? I already advanced the timing in case you're wondering. Transfers are like 118. It should be able to zing out a little bit better than that. I'm willing to bet that's just the fact that it's not broke in. I got a feeling that's all it is. We're just going to keep it as is and see what happens. You know what I mean? I think it should be a little zingier than what it is, though. I think. We'll find out, though. It's definitely plowing through the wood just fine. It's just not quite as zingy as I was expecting it to be. Doesn't have quite as much zing. You know what I mean? That might just be a 395 thing, though. Again, this is my first one, so it could just be a 395 thing that I'm not used to. We'll see how she progresses. Anyway, yeah, that's test run number 2. More tweaks to be made. I got to get in a worm gear and go from there. Alrighty.